one of my favorites of all time, Andrei Arlovski. He's right there, look.
Oh yeah. Is that prime?
That's
ripped
prime Arlovski. Yeah, that's prime Arlovski. Although the problem with this figure is that he's got short hair and a beard, and he's got his long hair, George Michael in Wham phase haircut on the front. Yeah, he's brilliant. What a fucking guy. What a guy. And how long has he been fighting the UFC? Look at his record. 33-20 with 2 no contests. Jeez, that's 55 fights. Against Jake Collier, who's 13-6 and really should be a middleweight.
Yeah.
Used to be a middleweight. Although he's the same height and he has a reach advantage of an inch.
Yeah, Jake Collier makes me laugh. Because I watched his fight before he had that, he had a bit of a stint out.
Yeah.
But it was due to suspension, wasn't it?
Is that what it was?
I think because I read it, and the thing he got caught for was it's a dietary supplement that's a losing weight supplement.
Right.
So I don't know if he struggled to lose weight and he was taking that. That's since obviously he's not on that anymore. He's now a heavyweight.
Yeah, maybe. The thing, I don't know whether. So he's had a bit of a weird career. I mean, they've updated his Tapology picture. It's now a new photograph of him at heavyweight, because it used to be him as a middleweight when he was really lean and skinny, and he's tall and rangy and awkward to deal with. And he had a lot of fights at middleweight up until Alberto Uda, and then he had 2 cancelled bouts. Collier got injured in 2016, it says, and then he came back and fought Devon Clark at light heavyweight. He had 2 fights at light heavyweight, won 1 and lost 1, and then he was out between 2017 and 2020.
Yeah, that was the suspension.
Was it?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
So he was matched against Prachniow in 2018, but it says that he was injured. So maybe he got suspended after the Fortuna fight, and then got injured in the preparation for his next one. I don't know.
Because I think it was a 10-month suspension.
Okay.
So it was probably in between that.
Okay. Oh, that would make sense then. Yeah. Because I remember speaking to him before the Tom Aspinall fight, which of course was his heavyweight debut and lasted 45 seconds and was a horrible welcome to the heavyweight division. And I remember him saying to me, the UFC had called me and they said that you need to fight. And I told them that I couldn't because I wasn't in shape. And they said that you've got to, otherwise we're going to release you. So I said, okay, I'm a heavyweight. And that's the reason why he's ended up as a heavyweight.
Yeah.
Just because I think he got injured and lost and gained a bunch of weight, maybe couldn't take his diet pills, and has just not been able to get the weight down and is now not bothered. It's weird when someone goes up to heavyweight because he doesn't look like he should be able to move the way he does. You know? Like he is a bit, he is quick. He is a bit, what was it, Super Troopers, a bit nimbly bimbly. He's a bit like a cat. It surprises me how well he moves. Mate, I saw a video of Ricky Hatton hitting the bag the other day. It's a new video that someone's put up on, he's put it up on his YouTube. You've got to check this fucking thing out. He's 43 and he's chunky. He looks like a welterweight sized Jake Collier. He's small, but he's kind of chunky. But he's moving. He is moving really well. It just goes to show you that if you've got skills, the weight is it's kind of a side conversation.
Yeah,
like Jake Collier.
Overcomes.
Yeah. Like you saw what he did to Chase Sherman. I don't think he's gonna be able to do any of these things to Andrei Arlovski, but I don't mind him as a heavyweight. I don't think he would have any more success as a light heavyweight or as a middleweight, to be honest. It's almost like Jared Cannonier when he was a heavyweight. He was kind of a similar build, a bit shorter, in fact, I think Jared Cannonier is. But he was quick, and that was the point of difference. And he was able to, cover distance and land with power. And Jake Collier has now got a lot of weight to use to hold people down, like he did against Jay Sherman.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Like he seems to still fight like a lighter fighter, even though he's heavier.
Yeah.
And I think he might be able to do that a little bit to Andrei. I could see him getting a takedown and just kind of sitting on him almost.
Yeah.
But
Arlovski's an odd one because he's had such a long career that the fighter that we've seen in a long time ago, we've not seen in Like he was known for his ground game, for his ankle locks and stuff. Like he beat Tim Sylvia with an Achilles lock first round, to win the interim heavyweight title. Like there was always this kind of don't take Andrei Arlovski down because he's got really good ground game, and then he just never seemed to need to use it. Like he's got a couple of submissions earlier on. He won a fight by guillotine in M1, and then came over to the UFC after that and won his UFC debut by armbar. So it was like immediately it was established that he's got submissions, so don't fuck with him on the ground. And he was one of the new wave of heavyweights, like the lean, strong, proportionally sized, kind of like Stipe is now. Like a proportionally sized heavyweight that was just the right size for the weight class. And Collier is of course not that guy. Because there's no way Andrei Arlovski could make middleweight ever. But Jake Collier really probably, he would be a middleweight if his diet was on point. But you just look back at the guys that Andrei Arlovski has fought and beaten. It is ridiculous.
It's just I always find it crazy though. Like someone like Jake Collier obviously really is a middleweight.
Yeah.
Like him against someone like Ngannou or Derek Lewis. It's just
it'd be unfair. It would look unfair. Yeah. I mean, maybe not based on if Collier can keep coming up the rankings. It might prove a lot of people wrong, but. Like, you look at that fight and you think to yourself, no, this don't make any sense. But then Ruiz against Anthony Joshua, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, same kind of thing. We were going to talk about Tyson, weren't we? We'll do it after this fight.
Yeah.
That's like, same kind of thing. Like, sometimes the shorter, kind of chubbier guy that's not so muscle-bound has got more speed on his side. And, there's a point where muscle mass is only serves you to, and then it starts to exhaust you. And Joshua, he got caught clean by Ruiz and was hurt. Like, he's got enough power to drop Andrei Arlovski. There's no doubt about it. What I will say about Arlovski, though, is he does really well against heavyweights that move well. Like, I was concerned when he fought Tanner Boser because I thought Boser was going to be too quick-footed, and I thought he was going to be able to catch him and pepper him, and Arlovski was going to look a bit flat-footed. But he was able to outpoint Tanner Boser. He's done the same thing with Carlos Felipe, who's a similar kind of fighter. High, fast pace, very aggressive. Chase Sherman constantly walking people down and trying to force him into a close-range Thai boxing match, even though he's like 6'5". I feel like this is a fight where Andrei Arlovski can kind of roll out the same game plan and do it again. I think he'll have enough takedown offense to be able to keep it on the feet. So the danger would be if Jake Collier decides he wants to make it very MMA. So then Andrei doesn't know whether he's defending punches coming over the top or level changes. And that confusion is where his speed comes into play. But I think if he just decides to kickbox or he just decides to try and take him down, I think Arlovski beats him at both. It's the mixing of the two where his speed comes into play, and where Arlovski's like, oh fuck, am I defending or am I defending? Cover my head or underhooks.
Yeah.
How did you see it?
I mean, I had Collier.
Yeah.
Just pure. I mean, I thought his fight against Chase Sherman and his last fight against Chase Sherman, he was just really good at like applying the pressure. And if, like you said, if he can kind of mix his. Get Andrei to kind of feint on takedowns and then, think about getting hit as well.
Yeah.
I think he might be able to maybe take him down. And I did see him potentially getting a submission as well. Yeah.
I mean, there's no doubt that he might be able to clip Andrei and hurt him, especially like we were saying, if he's mixing up those ranges where Arlovski doesn't know what he's dealing with. Then I could see him getting caught on the chin and getting kind of dazed. And I mean, there's been a couple of times where he's gone out on his hands and knees taking shots because he's not quite able to recover. I could see that happening for sure. I always side with Arlovski anyway because of the amount of experience that he's got and because of how good I know he is. One thing I'll be watching for, which I think will be useful, is that backhand that he used against Travis Brown. He throws his right hand and then he comes back with it like paintbrush. I could see him landing that on Collier, especially because I think Collier is going to be waiting for him to throw so he can then intercept, and Arlovski might be able to like miss a right hand and then smack him with the backhand coming back in.
He is on a 3-fight winning streak as well, Arlovski.
Yeah, but then, you know, it's decisions is the thing. Like, he's not stopped anybody in a good while. And when was the last time he stopped somebody, in fact? It's been a while.
Jeez, yeah, oh yeah.
Travis Brown, 2015.
Wow,
So you're looking at 7 years since he's stopped anybody. So that might mean that it's going to be a 3 rounds for Collier to find his chin and maybe take his back. Yeah, I'm still picking Arlovski, but I can see your argument. I can for sure see it. Especially, I mean, Andrei Arlovski, you know, dominated Chase Sherman on the feet, but Collier took him down and subbed him, you know?
Yeah.
And the last time Andrei Arlovski lost, it was when Aspinall was bored of kickboxing and decided he wanted to finish the fight.
Yeah, spear him.
It literally, he just rugby tackled him, didn't it? It was wicked. But, you know, I mean, but again, Meerschaert, it takes a really, really good fighter to breach that level that Andrei Arlovski sets. Of course, you know, you look at the guys that he's lost to, and it's Aspinall and Rosenstrike. I mean, Sakai was a split decision, and that could have gone the other way. But most of the time, it's the top tier guys that are squeaking by him, and I just don't know as I see Collier as being in that category. Maybe I'm underestimating him, but yeah. No, Andrei Arlovski by decision. I'm going.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Jake.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.